Hello, welcome to BioThought. So, we will have a wonderful session from the chapter named the Unit 1, the diversity in the living world. In that, the first chapter, which is the chapter 1, the living world. So, today we are discussing the NCRT line by line series. So, you just have a look on the sentence that is diversity in the living world. So, what is diversity? Diversity means we are having different types of plants and plant varieties, animal varieties, likewise, right? In the living world means what? The substance which is, they are talking about the substance? No, they are talking about something which is having life, right? The plants, animals, human beings, what we all see around, right? So now look at this biology, the starting sentence. What do you mean by biology? So in basically logy means we used to say that it is a study of something, right? So bio means study of life. So it is a science. We can say that this is a science of life forms. Life forms means there will be plant, animal, or microorganisms, and living processes means there will be metabolism, anabolism, catabolism. So the living world comprises what? Amazing diversity of living organisms. Is it? We are having different kinds of varieties. So what about the early man? Early man could easily perceive the difference between the inanimate matter and living organisms. That means the early man were able to differentiate between the substance which is having no life, and also the living things. So inanimate means non-living, and living organisms, okay, coming. And the early man defied some of inanimate matter, wind, sea, fire, etc., and some among the animals and plants. What do you mean by defied? Defied in the sense they worshipped. You used to see the people in that land, like Adivasis, we used to call the natives of that land. They are worshipping the wind, sea, fire, etc., as a a medium of God and all. Okay, so likewise, they were worshipping that living and non-living matter around. And the common feature of all such form of inanimate and animate object was that sense of awe or fear that they evoked. Why they did such worship? It is only because they are having some kind of worship because of fear, or can be awe in the sense it can be of wonder. And the description of these living organisms, including human beings, began much later in human history. So we say that this kind of descriptions of the living organism, whether it is plant or animal, this happens, including human beings, began later in human history. So they also make us a reminder that the societies which indulged in anthropocentric view of biology. What do you mean by anthropocentric view? That is, indulged in means is fully immersed in this anthropocentric view. Anthropocentric view in the sense that is anthropology. We used to say the study of human beings. So only if you are focusing on the human aspect on growth and all, it could register limited progress in biological knowledge. We should consider other living also. Okay, the systematic and this monumental description of life forms brought in out of necessity and detailed systems of identification, nomenclature, and classification. So what does it mean? That is systematic in the process. The process is having, it's a scientific study, and the monumental description of life forms in the sense we are giving historic value for what all life forms we are studying, and we are considering the evolution, whatever. And detailed systems of identification. So this brought the detailed systems of studies like identification, able to distinguish, and then nomenclature, naming, and classification, organizing under various categories. And the biggest spin of such studies was recognition of sharing of similarities among the living organisms, both horizontally and vertically. So what is the result of such study? The spin-off means as a result was recognition of sharing of similarities. The similarities are there, yes, they are similar. In what all way? The horizontal way and also vertical way. Horizontal means we can consider the present condition. Okay, I mean with the present living organisms with which they share the ecosystem, and vertically in the sense they are ancestors. Okay, so there is a horizontal and vertical similarities, and that all present day living organisms are related to each other. The same sentence repeats, and also to all organisms that ever lived on this earth. What mean that? Means the ancestors. And was a revelation. This thing made the human being's mind to humbleness, okay, and led to cultural movements for the conservation of biodiversity, because we have the similarities, we share the ancestry. So because of that, there is a need for this conservation of biodiversity for our own existence. We got an idea. So in following this chapter of this unit, you will get a description including classification of animals and plants from taxonomist perspective, that is according to a taxonomist, how it is what the plants and animals are classified. So what do you mean by taxonomy? Taxonomy simply means a classification, right, of those plants and animals. And okay, so in this we will see regarding that there in this chapter. And also we know that the unit 1 comprises not only living world chapter, it is also having biological classification, plant kingdom and animal kingdom. That's all regarding the first sheet. When we look see the first sheet of this NCERT, I mean the first page of this NCERT regarding the diversity in the living world. So keep watching. We will go through every line of NCERT biology +1 +2 NCERT series day by day. And that's all. So uh, so it's me, the bio thought, signing off.